everybody, either welcome or welcome back to my channel. In case you didn't know, I had a birthday recently on January 14th, and to celebrate turning 23, my mom treated me to a nice lunch at the Bob Evans restaurant near where we lived, where I ordered the delicious, satisfying Farmer's Choice meal. I'd occasionally been to Bob Evans all throughout my life and seen pictures on the walls of the Bob Evans farm in Rio Grande, Ohio. But I was quite surprised and intrigued when, this past summer, while driving down to Virginia for a mission trip, our driver told us that one of his relatives was a classmate of the Bob Evans, who founded the namesake restaurant chain. When I heard that, it got me thinking, who was Bob Evans? How did a small-town Ohio farmer develop not just a restaurant, but an entire chain? So now, I'm going to tell you the story of how this popular country breakfast-themed restaurant came to be and its cultural significance over time and even to this day. This video is the second in my History and Evolution series, following my two-part video on the history and evolution of Disney Channel. Now grab yourself some nice farm fresh breakfast and enjoy this video. Robert Louis Evans was born May 30th, 1918 to Stanley and Elizabeth Evans in Sugar Ridge, Ohio, located in Center Township in Wood County. He grew up on a farm with his parents and uncle, who'd rented the land they lived on. When Evans was 11 years old, he and his family moved to the small town of Gallipolis in Gallia County. There, his father owned and managed a grocery store, and Evans supposedly went to school with a relative of someone I went on a mission trip with. In 1937, Evans graduated with high honors from the Greenbrier Military School. From there, he would go on to college at OSU to study veterinary medicine until 1939. In June 1940, Evans married Jewel Victoria Waters. 12 years later, Bob and Jewel bought the Nehemiah Woods farm from Rio Grande, Ohio, from Rio Grande College. Said farm is the one that's often pictured on the walls of Bob Evans restaurants today. The Bob Evans farm served as the original headquarters for the production and packaging of Evans's signature sausage, which he would originally serve at the Steakhouse, the small 12-stool diner Bob and Jewel opened in Gallipolis in 1946. There was something about the way Evans raised and slaughtered the hogs on his farm, then cooked and prepared them, that set it apart from sausages produced by other farms. Many of Evans's customers claimed it was the best sausage they'd ever tasted. As the reputation of Evans's sausage spread, people started coming to the farm from very long distances to buy the sausage in bulk. In the following years, demand for Evans's sausage grew more and more, and in 1953, Evans's friends and family helped him start Bob Evans Farms Incorporated to help satisfy the demand. In 1962, Evans opened the company's first restaurant, called The Sausage Shop in Gallipolis. The Sausage Shop was a 12-stool restaurant just like the Steakhouse, which started to fall apart as Evans focused less on the diner and more on his sausage business. Due to the success of the Sausage Shop, the Bob Evans Company decided in 1968 that it was ready to open the first Bob Evans restaurant in Chillicothe, Ohio. The pilot restaurant initially served the kinds of foods you might order from a fast food restaurant, such as burgers and fries. But it didn't take them too long to realize that the home-style country cooking Bob Evans serves today was the way to go. After the Bob Evans restaurant was firmly established, the Sausage Shop was renamed Bob Evans, and its limited 12 seats grew into just over 100. The initial Bob Evans restaurant grew into an international restaurant chain over the next decade, with most of the company's now 500 locations opening up in Ohio and throughout the Midwestern United States. Even to this day, all of these locations are owned by the Bob Evans Company itself rather than being franchised like most restaurant chains. As more and more locations opened up and succeeded, the Bob Evans Company bought out sausage companies and regional restaurant chains alike. Two notable examples include the California-based Mimi's Cafe, which the Bob Evans Company acquired in 2004, and even more notably, the Owens Country Sausage brand and Owens Restaurants in 1987. Evans' relative, Dan Evans, served as CEO of the Bob Evans Company until his retirement in 2000. Bob Evans himself retired in 1986, but his legacy didn't end there. When Evans was done working on the company he'd founded, he dedicated himself to philanthropy, particularly in the areas of farming and agriculture. He taught local farmers in Rio Grande farming methods that were more efficient and environmentally friendly than the ones they traditionally used, and donated a lot of money to agriculturally focused youth groups like 4-H and the Future Farmers of America. Other organizations Evans actively supported included the Heart Fund, Ohio Society for the Prevention of Blindness, Arthritis Foundation, and Easter Seals. But perhaps Evans's greatest philanthropic achievement was that in 2005, he was the first person to be honored by I'm a Child of Appalachia, an organization that helps youth in the poverty-stricken southeastern Ohio and central Appalachia regions gain access to higher education. In June 2007, shortly after Evans's 89th birthday, Evans was admitted to Cleveland Clinic after becoming seriously ill with a stroke and pneumonia. On June 21st, Evans finally succumbed to his illness. He was survived by his wife Jewel and 5 of their 6 children and is buried in Mound Hill Cemetery in Gallipolis, Ohio, where Bob Evans restaurants all began. Although Evans has been dead for almost 15 years now, his company and legacy live on. One little blip in the company's history that simply must be addressed, however, is Cantina del Rio, the Bob Evans Company's failed attempt at a Mexican restaurant in the 1990s. The company saw this as a potential way to compete with their rival Chi-Chi's. The pilot was a 300-seater located in Columbus, Ohio, but the brand didn't end up taking off. Evans himself expressed great regret and resentment over this in a 2003 interview, which is described in great detail in Evans's obituary. The company, of course, survived this total disaster and was able to put it behind them in the years to come. Of course, as the times changed, the restaurants had to change with them while still managing to stick to the restaurant's traditional values and roots. So in 2009, a renovation of Bob Evans restaurants that made it look more like the Bob Evans homestead in Rio Grande, Ohio, but with a quote-unquote contemporary and relevant twist, was debuted at the Bob Evans in Xenia, Ohio. This twist included new staff uniforms, flat-screen TVs in the restaurants, free Wi-Fi, and curbside carry-out services. The latter would be expanded 4 years later with Bob Evans Express, a smaller, more fast food-esque version of the restaurant found within airports, mall food courts, and other facilities. In 2017, private equity company Golden Gate Capital, which also owns Red Lobster and California Pizza Kitchen, bought out Bob Evans restaurants as well as Bob Evans Farm. At the same time, the company acquired Pineland Farms Potato Company in Mars Hill, Maine. Later that year, Bob Evans entered into an agreement with Post Holdings in which the latter would buy out the former at $77 per share, with Post's goal being to complement their cereals and other grocery items with Bob Evans grocery items like sausage and breakfast sandwiches. As of 2021, Bob Evans has projected the historic number of $780 million in sales. The original Bob Evans Farm and Homestead, where the company all began, exists as a popular tourist attraction in Rio Grande, Ohio, and is on the National Register of Historic Places. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I make you hungry for a farm fresh meal? Then head on out to your local Bob Evans right now and get one. Or better yet, make a journey out to Rio Grande, stop at the flagship restaurant, and learn even more at the company museum and history center. But if you're hungry for more delicious and interesting video essays like this one, the only way to satisfy that hunger is to give my video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Hope to see you next time. Bye!